Hello there, my name is Andrei and greetings from Crimea. This is the place in the very south of Russia, which today, last 10 years, has been officially part of Russia. Before that it was part of Ukraine, before that it was part of USSR. Today it's a very friendly place where you can kind of be a Russian, and I'm originally a Russian who grew up in the north in St. Petersburg, then I actually was born in Leningrad, then it was renamed, and then I moved to Moscow and spent half of my life in Moscow. Then I lived in the south of Russia in Sochi, the place of 2014 Olympics, Winter Olympics. And now I'm actually talking to you from a gym, as you can see, yeah? The place where people recover from mostly spine injuries, like mine, because I had a severe spine injury 3 years ago, and I'm recovering since then. So this is how I ended up in Crimea, and I've spent here a few months now. The place is normally very warm, but surprisingly, last couple of weeks it is colder than in the north of Russia, in St. Petersburg, and everyone is laughing. My relatives who are mostly there, they are kind of laughing at me. But what is important today in the context of actually what's happening today, and today is 23rd of February 2025. What is important is that this is a unique place where there is a lot of Ukrainian culture, and you kind of interact with this every day, in all possible forms. People who grew up in this place, and I'm mostly kind of in a western northern part of Crimea, so the Ukrainian border is very close from here, and if I just swim into the sea, I kind of jump into the sea, I can swim, and I'll be in Odessa, a beautiful place in the south of Ukraine. There is a lot of interaction with the Ukrainian culture here, and people who grew up here, they have a lot of kind of what we call Ukrainian accent in these little hints in the way they pronounce certain words, or they're using a lot of Ukrainian kind of vocabulary here. And what is noticeable, first of all, is that this part of Russia is extremely friendly and welcoming to Ukrainian culture, and there is a lot of pain here. I could say as much as in the north of Russia or in the east of Russia, there is a lot of pain about what's happening just hundreds kilometers away from where I am now. A lot of pain because it's a fight between brothers. This is exactly how it is perceived, and has been perceived over all those exactly 3 years. Tomorrow is going to be 3 years. There is a lot of pain in the heart, because kind of fighting your brother is probably the worst thing that can happen, and could happen in human relationships and human interactions. And another kind of piece, another part of this pain is that that's the only way, as I understand it, and I trust those who make decisions now. There was the only way to keep things together, to keep things together, to keep kind of Russia integral. Otherwise, we would kind of, I'm not going into that, because this is not a political address. This is more of a cultural address, or more of kind of relationship address. That's what I'm trying to deliver with this message, and I will show you in a minute how Ukrainian culture is kind of still is very well integrated into this bigger Russian context. Yeah? Like the restaurant that I was just standing by, it was so cold, so I went inside, and I'm now talking to you from the inside. But what I'm showing to you now is the Ukrainian restaurant that I was just standing in front of, and kind of shooting the sign of it. Yeah? If you're not familiar with a Cyrillic Slavic script, then you will not see, you will not kind of decipher, yeah, the difference between a Russian script and Ukrainian script. But Ukrainian alphabet is richer in a sense that it contains some letters, we call them Latin letters, from the older alphabet that we used on this large territory, Slavic territory, like in 19th century, 18th century. So they have this letter I, the Latin letter I, that Russians don't have since, well, for more than 100 years. We don't have it in the Russian script, in the Russian alphabet. So if a Russian looks at this sign that I was just showing to you, he immediately recognizes the Ukrainian script, and there is no problem about it. No one here, no one in Moscow, no one in St. Petersburg, no one in the big Russia, in the eastern part of Russia, or in the central part of Russia, would dare to kind of say, remove the Ukrainian sign, because it is so kind of harmonious, it is so genuine to have those little bits and pieces of Ukrainian culture embedded, yeah? And we kind of celebrate it, and we have always been celebrating this. Ukrainian cuisine, Ukrainian accent, because Ukrainians, they pronounce certain words with a certain kind of hint that you immediately, if you're born in Russia, even if you spend here some time and you learn Russian, and your native is different language, yeah, you will still recognize those hints in the way Ukrainians pronounce certain words. Likewise, Belarusians, they also have a little bit of an accent that you can distinguish someone from Minsk and from Moscow by these little hints. Ukrainians have kind of bigger discrepancy from how Russians normally pronounce. They even have more, the language itself is kind of more distant, I would say, in the way it is structured than Serbian, for example. I was just in Serbia last summer, and in Serbia and Bosnia, and I tried to speak Russian, and when they slowly speak Bosnian or Serbian, which are very close, I kind of understand them. I kind of understand them even better than someone speaks slow Ukrainian to me. Yeah? So the message that I want to deliver now is that this land, yeah, not only Crimea, where I am now, but big Russia kind of loves Ukrainians. Big Russia considers Ukrainians as brothers. Despite what's been happening last 10 years, in particular last 3 years, what you hear on the news is bullshit, yeah? Simply bullshit. And if someone is trying to tell you this story that Russians for some reason are really, in fact, very friendly, and we're very kind of heartful, they're open towards Ukrainians and Ukrainian culture, and towards those who want to come and immigrate now, yeah, from Ukraine to Russia, Russians are welcoming. Yeah? This is true. This is true. I'm a Russian, and I can say this is true. If there's something that you want to ask me about while I'm here, I'll be here for another week. I've spent here 4 months, and I'll be here for another week. Please write your question in the comments below, and I'll be happy to maybe answer them either in a text format, or maybe deliver the message in this video format, maybe invite someone to speak with me while I'm here, someone who is, well, half Ukrainian, half Russian, and so that you're really exposed to this genuine truth. Let's get away from politics.